This is one of my all-time favorite pike stretches, and really it targets the entire back of your body, including your neck and shoulders, the hip flexors, and the hamstrings of the front leg. So begin with a block and a chair, and the two positions we're going to take once you're up on the chair are with the stretching leg straight ahead and then the stretching leg across your body, but the torso staying squared and centered. You do not have to use a chair or a block. You can actually just use one or the other, but it's to get the stretch to the level that you require. Sit with your back against a wall and make sure that you aim the chair so that the heel can rest on top of the block. It can be a little tricky to get the distance on your own. Your entire back should be against the wall from your sit bones through the core, through the shoulders and head. Point the foot of the stretching leg and then just stay tall and breathe. After a few breaths, you can begin to round your spine down. It is important to keep the stretching foot as pointed as comfortable as you do this, and you're breathing in to the back and up the wall so that you keep the contact with the back of the waist no matter how far you go. You could feel potentially a stretch through the neck, through the shoulders and upper back, through the hamstrings of the stretching side. It really depends on where you are tightest here. You do want to stay a little bit engaged in the leg that's on the chair or on the block. I like to imagine that I'm pushing that leg forward so that my hamstrings and quads remain engaged to protect my joints here. Be aware that you may try to shift your body side to side because of the leg being on the chair. Part 2, we're going to take the leg and the block across. The floor leg stays under, nice and parallel in line with its own hip. Again, repoint the foot, start up tall, and then as you feel ready, slowly roll down. Now, depending on where you're tight in your body, you might not get the best stretch by going really far down. The best stretch for me is often by breathing back between my shoulder blades as my head and just my upper back come off of the wall. Remember to keep the core engaged and the leg that's stretching, pushing the chair and the block away. About 30 to 60 seconds on each leg should give you a really nice stretch. I tend to do these before I do any split work. It really helps my front leg stay nice and open so that I'm not fighting my hamstrings just to get into my splits. It also helps my brain connect to keeping my knee straight and my leg actively reaching away from me. On top of that, most of us have these little imbalances through our torsos that can really change how our legs and hips work in our daily lives. So by doing this, my back of my body learns how to re-square, which helps me target my hip flexors. Hip flexors go all the way through the front of the spine and the waist. And again, it stretches through the shoulders, the back, and the neck as well. We'll bring that block across to the other side, readjust because the hips likely tried to skew off of the wall here. Nice deep breaths into the back using the core to keep the spine pulling towards the wall as the leg on the block pushes forward and away. Be sure both sit bones remain nice and grounded as you do this series. When you feel like the stretch is complete, slowly bring yourself back out. And you're done. If you enjoyed this Mobilibite, please like, subscribe, and share. New videos are added every week.